In today's video, I'm going to share with you some easy DIY gifts that you can make and save a ton of money. Let me show you a fun way that you can gift any gift card. So the next time you're shopping at Dollar Tree, go over to the kitchen organization section and look for this pizza container. It's in the shape of a triangle. So that's what we're going to be using to hold our gift card. Now I want this to look like a tree. So what I'm going to be doing is adding in some green candies. There's a lot that you could do with this. I got some Andes mints because I was wanting the color to be green. So I'm going to load up my container with the mints. Next, I'm going to place in my gift card. So I was kind of trying to figure out where I wanted the gift card to be. I decided to put it in the middle. To hold the gift card in place, I'm gonna add on some tape. This is my tape dispenser that I bought for the holidays. It does a great job of just cranking out all the tape that I need, but I'm gonna pull off a piece and I'm gonna place it at the top and the bottom of my gift card. Then I'll place the lid on. Then from there, I wanted it to look more like a tree. So I got some ornament stickers that were just round stickers. They came in a variety of colors and they were a little shimmery. I will link to those down below for you. And I'm just going to place some of these ornaments on the outside of this container. I also got a package of stars, so I'm gonna place one of the star stickers at the top. And now you have a fun way that you can gift a gift card. I love a simmer pot, and when I was thinking about things that I could gift, I thought, why not gift a simmer pot? So I went online to see if you could dry a simmer pot, and apparently you can. So that's what we're gonna be doing for this next gift. So I got oranges and apples, and I'm going to dry them out. So I'm gonna start by slicing my apples and my oranges, and once I have them sliced, I'm going to put them on a tray with parchment paper. I'm gonna try to slice them as evenly as possible, so that when they're in the oven, they will bake about the same consistency. And then I also picked up some cranberries. Next, I'll place these into the oven at 225, and I started with having them in there for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I pulled them out and I flipped them and put them back in for 2 more hours. At this point, I did need additional time. I think I went maybe an extra hour and a half because you want everything to be completely dehydrated. You don't want to put it into your jar if it's not dehydrated. So then the next day, once everything's dehydrated, you can fill your gift. So I'm gonna be putting these in a container that I got from Dollar Tree. This little push top container I think is amazing. I'm so glad that Dollar Tree has these. They're over in the organization section, so hopefully you can find them at your store. So I'm gonna start by placing in my fruit. I'll put my apples, my oranges, and my cranberries. I'm also going to add in some cinnamon sticks, some star anise, and some cloves. Now, since we're going to be giving this as a gift, we want it to look a little bit festive, a little bit decorative. So I had some plaid fabric that I used on a DIY earlier in the season. I covered some books. This is a really quick and easy DIY you can do with any book you have. I just used fabric spray, placed the fabric on top, and wrapped it around my book. But I'm gonna be using that same fabric, so I cut off a square so that it would fit down on the top of my jar. Next, I'm going to use a rubber band just to hold it in place. So I put the rubber band down, and then I pulled on the edges of the fabric, and if there was any areas that were a little long, I did cut those off. To cover my rubber band, I'm just going to take some twine and wrap it around several times and tie it off. And then I'll cut off the excess. That's really all you have to do to make this amazing simmer pot gift. So whenever you gift this to whoever you're giving it to, all they'll have to do is put the contents into a pot, add water, and turn on the stove, and their house will smell amazing. One of my favorite gifts to give for the holidays are personalized gifts. My mom has a cat that she loves very much, and she also loves my dog Moose. And so she had this picture of the two of them, and I thought, what if I could put this on a gift for her? So one of my favorite places to get photo gifts is at Walgreens. They have pretty inexpensive ones, and I can always find a coupon code. So they have coasters there. So I thought, what if I put a picture of my dog and her cat on a coaster? So I wanted to change it up a little bit. So I took one of our favorite photos of them and I put it into ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to make this photo into a watercolor picture. And this is what it came up with. I think it's absolutely adorable. After I made the watercolor on ChatGPT, I put it into Canva and I sized it down to 3.75 inches. So you just want to crop your picture to be 3.75 inches and it's going to be a square. Next, I took that document and uploaded it onto Walgreens' site. I selected that I wanted to create coasters. The coasters come in a set of 12. Then I just added it to my cart. The other cool thing about Walgreens is they always have coupon codes on the front of their website. I found one that was going to be 50% off. So these coasters were $14.99, but I put in the 50% off code. So they ended up being half of that. So around $7.50. I also bought some other photos that I'll show you later in today's video, but I felt like that was a pretty good deal for these coasters. And when I picked them up, they turned out so good. Check these coasters out. I absolutely love them. To gift them, I did want to wrap them up in twine. So I had this white and silver twine. I'm just going to start by wrapping it on the front, twisting it in the back, bringing it back through, and tying a bow in the front. I know my mom is going to absolutely love this gift. So it's become quite a tradition that on my channel every year I do a DIY gifts video for you guys. And I always like to put in a money gift. So the first year I did this, I made this money wreath where I wrapped dollar bills up, wrapped them around the middle, added ribbon, and then I used paper clips to put these on a paper wreath form. And that turned out absolutely adorable. Last year I did a cone tree where I put dollar bills onto a foam cone and I just used those little push pins. Really like that one. So I had to, of course, give you guys another money gift this year. So we're gonna be doing a money pizza box this year. So to make this gift, you're going to need a pizza box. Now, you could order these online. I went to one of our local pizza shops and asked them if I could just purchase a pizza box. They were nice enough just to give me one. So I didn't have any cost for this particular pizza box, but you could reuse them and use ones that you already have. So we're going to be making a pizza on the bottom of our box. So I got out some craft paper and I cut it in a circle formation so that I could place it on the bottom of my box. I'm also going to be using poster tack to put everything down. Because this is a money gift, I want whoever I'm gifting it to be able to use the money. So I don't want to use any sort of glue on here. And then from there, I wanted to make some toppings. So I made some pepperonis out of red circles. And then I did some green onions. I also made some black olives from some black paper as well. Next, I got $21 bills and I'm just going to lay them out and make sure that they're going to fit onto my pizza. So I'm gonna be using that same poster tack to place down the money in a circle. You know, I just kind of kept going around the circle. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I just placed it all down. Next, I added on the toppings the same way using that poster tack. On the top of your pizza box, you could add in a sign. So I went into Canva and I found a template. It was a Merry Christmas sign. It had trees around the edge. I added in the text, Merry Christmas, some dough to make your season bright, and just kind of formatted it the way I liked it. Then I printed it off on red cardstock. That's all I had to do. It was a pretty simple sign. And then I'm just going to attach it to the top of my pizza box. And that's really all you have to do. I mean, somebody might be a little taken aback when they're gifted this pizza box, but I think it's a fun gift for the holidays. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is gifts. I had to show you guys my outfit. I have been loving all the jeans from Walmart, and these have been my most popular pair that I've shown you. They're under $30. They're a dark denim, high-waisted jean. Absolutely love them. I paired it with this white sweater, also from Walmart. I will link to this entire outfit down below if you're looking for anything. One of the gifts I always like to do in this DIY gifts video is a thrifted gift basket. I like to show you how you can go to the thrift store and find unique, beautiful items that you can gift to people that you wouldn't be able to get at any store. This is something that kind of takes me a while to do because I have to, find different pieces. But if you start early, you're able to do this and you can get some amazing gifts. So this whole basket started when I found this particular basket at the thrift store. I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was so pretty and unique. And so that was the basket that kind of started this whole gift basket. When you get these items, you want to make sure you wash them thoroughly. With this basket, I will soak it in soapy water and then I'll let it sit outside so it has a chance to dry and get clean. So for my biggest item, I found this blanket that I wanted to add. Again, you want to make sure that you clean these items really good. And I'm going to fold my blanket over, roll it up nice and tight. And all of the items that I'm going to be using for this basket are very neutral. So I bought some neutral ribbon on Amazon. It's kind of this deep, rich brown color. And if you guys have been watching me, you've seen this ribbon because I've used it in so many colors. I've used all the neutrals. I used it in fall. I've also used the red ribbon. I think I've used it in green. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna put the link right here if you guys want any of this velvet ribbon for Christmas. I just can't stop buying it. So I did buy the darker ribbon, use this ribbon to tie a knot. And then I also added additional ribbon to create a bow on the front because this was going to be kind of a big statement piece in the back of my basket. I wanted it to have a bow. You may have to put some things at the bottom of your basket just to kind of hold it up so everything's not like falling at the bottom. So I got some boxes that I had and placed those at the bottom, and then my blanket stood up a lot better. So from there, I just thrifted some additional items to put in this basket. The other thing I found was this old jewelry box, and I felt like it went really well with my color scheme. You could definitely tell it was vintage and old, so I wanted to add that. I also picked up a little glass because I was going to be adding in some candy. And then I'm also going to be adding in a candle. Don't feel like you can't add in newer items in a thrifted gift basket. So this is a candle that I have off of Amazon. I've bought several in the past. I thought this would be great because it's a winter scent. I found this really great set of wooden utensils and this rolling pin. I thought they were so gorgeous. So I got those, brought them home for the basket. So putting your items in the basket, you want to try to elevate them as much as possible. So if you need to put items underneath so they don't sink down to the bottom, do that as you're putting your items in. Now you may notice that you need help propping things up, so you could put boxes underneath. You could also use white tissue paper. I did that to help elevate my items. You can add in new elements as well in your thrifted basket. So I also found this vintage gold pear I thought was gorgeous. And then once you have all your items in there, you want to put in fillers. So add in some pine cones because I felt like that really helped with those neutral colors that I was adding in. And I'm just going to place that in. I'm also going to add in some greenery that I bought at Dollar Tree, but don't be afraid to just kind of dress it up any way you like. This is completely your own creativity. I'm just going to put some candy in a canvas bag and put that into my container. But I have to say, I'm really proud of this basket and I know I would love to get it. This next gift is an item my older daughter was wanting. So now that she's in high school, she wanted a memory box where she could put all the items for her freshman year into one box. I actually went to Michael's to find a lot of these items. I was looking for like a clear box, but it ended up settling on just one of their photo boxes. I felt like it was an inexpensive option. I also liked the tag at the front because I felt like I could write 9th grade year and then maybe make her one for her next year. And these photo boxes were around $3.99 at Michael's. I wanted to dress them up with her school colors. I also wanted to add some photos. I went ahead and ordered some prints from Walgreens, just prints from her freshman year, pictures that we have taken. I got around 5 or 6 photos that I could choose from. The other thing I ordered were some napkins in her school colors. Now, if you've seen any of my DIYs, you guys know I love Mod Podging napkins to create like a really cool look. So I used Mod Podge, painted it on, and then I laid the napkins on. And I did this on all the sides. I also put the napkins on the lid as well as the base of the box. Now, whenever you're adding something like this, you want to let it set and dry. So I let this set and dry for several hours. Then I came back in and did a layer of Mod Podge on the entire box. I let this set and dry overnight. Now for the fun part, I was going to decorate it. And then I also at Michael's got these silver shimmer letters. I figured out where I wanted to put the pictures on the lids. I was going to put some on the sides. And so I added those on and I just used hot glue to put everything on. I thought about using Mod Podge. I don't know if that may have been a better idea, but I just hot glued everything. So I put AB on the front because that's her nickname. And then I also put a 9 for 9th grade. I picked up some Silver Star stickers and some purple ones, and I just added those around. I let this sit for several days before I added the lid on because I didn't want that lid to get stuck. But now I have a great personalized gift that she requested and I know she's gonna love. So let's say you need to make a quick gift for teachers or neighbors. You don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want it to be something that is personalized. Here's an idea you could try. So Amazon has these gingerbread boxes and I think they're absolutely adorable. I'm going to link to them down below. I'll also put the QR code here if you want to scan those gingerbread boxes and get to them. But I bought a box of these and they're the perfect size to add in a couple of cookies. So you can either make cookies yourself or buy them store-bought. I cut some white tissue paper, placed it into my box, and then I'm gonna add in 2 cookies. Then I'm going to seal up the box. Now to do this, you can just pull the handles together and put the side pieces on. I'm also going to be using my new tape dispenser that I love so much. This is a great way to just crank out tape. You can use it for all of your packaging. I'm so excited I have this. Want to add a little bit of ribbon or twine, you can do that to kind of dress it up. I also wanted to label these because I was going to be giving these to teachers. I have a brand new label maker that I got this year that's going to make my gift tags go so much easier. So it's a label maker and you just go into the app and then they have like different labels. You know, you could do plain labels, but they also have seasonal ones. So I found these Christmas ones. I'm just gonna personalize them to the teacher. And then you print them out on the label maker, place them onto the boxes. But this is an easy, inexpensive teacher gift that you can give this season. I have teenage girls and I feel like every Christmas they want beauty products, which I'm happy to get for them, but they're not really personalized. My girls both asked for certain products. I had one daughter who wanted this drunk elephant lotion, another daughter who wanted this hair perfume. So I got those items for them and I'm gonna try to personalize them. So do you guys remember in my ornament video where I used the hot glue to make a silicone frame into this ornament? It's right over here. I really like the way that looked and I thought, maybe I could use those same frames on these bottles. There was 4 different molds. Got 2 of the molds out and I filled them with hot glue. And then once I filled them with hot glue, I just tapped them down to really try to get all the glue in there. And make sure that you fill them completely because I did have one that I had to go back and fill with a little bit more glue because it was missing some of those edge pieces. So make sure you fill it up completely. Once the hot glue has a chance to dry, just pop them out of the molds. Next, I'm going to paint these. So one of them, I decided to paint a pink color. The other one, I went more of like a gold family. And the reason I decided to do that was if I just rub and buff these, they're not gonna get in all the different areas. So you really want to paint these. You could also spray paint them as well. Next, I wanted to add in that rub and buff to give it kind of that old world look. When I was at Walgreens, I also printed off some wallet size pictures of my girls. You wanna make sure that you have wallet size because you need these to be a little bit smaller. You can get 4 wallet pictures for 99 cents, plus they were 50% off, so I think they were 50 cents for a sheet of these. I'm gonna take one of the pictures, put it behind the frame, and cut it out so it will fit and you won't see the picture on the outside of the frame. I'll hot glue the picture in place. Then I'm gonna use some pretty ribbon to wrap it around the bottle. I'm not going to glue anything to the bottle. So if they, for some reason, did not like this, they could pull it off and not have to use it. But I'm just going to wrap the ribbon around and hot glue it to the back of my frame. I think these are adorable, and I think they're gonna look gorgeous sitting out on their vanities. Let me share with you a unique way that you could gift a book or any item using a thrifted scarf. Thrifted scarves are making a big comeback right now, and the scarf is almost part of the gift as well. Start by placing your scarf down flat. Then you're gonna put your book on there at a diagonal. Take one of your corners and you're going to wrap it around and tuck it underneath the book. With the opposite corner, you're going to pull that over, fold in that corner so it's not sticking out, kind of like you would on a packet, and just place it down. You should have 2 ends now. You're going to pull up both of those ends and you're going to tie them in the middle of your book. You want to create a knot here, but maybe not a super tight knot. And that's all you have to do to gift any item in a gorgeous scarf. Let me know down in the comments which of these DIY gifts was your favorite. I love knowing your opinion. And make sure you subscribe because I want to see you back here, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.